Yo, dude, the challenge is done.
After 3 weeks?
Yes! Let's
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The Challenger is back from the paint shop, and man, she's looking fresh. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we are rebuilding this 2016 Dodge Challenger RT because it had some major front end damage. So bad that the airbags blew up. So we're gonna go ahead, let's pull it in, and let's start assembling it. Let's start with the bumper, because the bumper actually there's a ton of like supports and brackets and stuff that go all around here in the front, on the inside here, and then the bottom grills, all that stuff. There's a ton of supports that essentially, because this bumper is super flimsy.
Yeah.
So all those plastic supports, they kind of make the bumper super nice and beefy. Look at that, you just give it a little shake, comes right off.
Boom, quick release bumper. So let's start with the grill supports, because basically this bumper has two main grill supports. It's the upper and the lower. And last time I did this, they were such a pain to put in. This one grill support is heavier than the entire bumper.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
We're putting it together and it was hard as usual, but I realized.
Hard as usual. Okay, check it out.
Look at that nice cutout.
What is this gap? What's supposed to go here?
Look it up, and turns out the Dodge dealer ordered the wrong part and gave us an SRT radiator support, grill support.
We would not mind an SRT Challenger, but this is not an SRT. No. This is an RT, and it's just supposed to have a flat line versus the cutout.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sets us back a little bit because we're gonna put this bumper together, but I guess we have a ton more work, so we got other stuff to do. What are we gonna dive into?
Dude, we gotta throw in the washer fluid and figure out the AC system. So let's go ahead and work on that. As we're putting this together, we're realizing there's more stuff missing than we thought.
We're missing a bracket because this washer fluid tank is
wobbling.
There should be a bracket right here that holds it, and it's missing. So.
There's also a wire harness that connects to the fog lamps. Instead of just having, you know, fog lamp connectors on each side, there's a wire harness that runs along the bottom of the.
So we got to get that as well.
Yeah, so we'll have to get that ordered up. You know, we can't really move on when we have missing pieces. So I guess let's do the interior.
We're gonna switch gears. Let's do the interior.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and start taking apart this dash. We watched a quick 40-minute YouTube video on how to take it apart.
Nice and quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time. So basically, we got to take out the center console, which is gonna be easy. We already have it taken apart. Start off with the glove box, work our way around, take out the media console, all these side bags. There's gonna be a million screws. So we're just gonna time lapse all this, and you guys just check it out. We are on the last bolts of this dash panel, and they're an absolute pain.
Dude, they're like slanted the opposite direction.
There's one right there, if you can see.
I'm literally like scared it will flip, and then it'll just go thick, and then the freaking glass
will crack. Yeah, when we were buying the dash panel, the guys at the auto body shop were saying they need to pull off the glass before they take out the dash, and now I totally understand why. But we're not gonna do that.
We're not doing that. Too much work.
We're just gonna take our time with it. Maybe like 30 minutes of work here.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
All right.
She's loose.
All the bolts are off. I think most of them.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna try to get the sucker out.
As we were working on getting this dash panel off, we didn't realize that there was actually AC tunnels underneath that were holding it in place. So we were taking a bunch of unnecessary screws off in this shop.
And so, in classic salvage car fashion, the build gets more complicated. We have to pull off the steering wheel in order to pull off the dash, which is just another step that I really didn't want to do, but I guess we have to do it either way. We got to pull off the steering wheel airbag. I mean, it was ripped, so we had to do it. But we got to pull off the steering wheel with it because the dash is not going to fit around it. So let's get on it. All right, after talking with some of our friends that take off dash panels on a more regular basis than we do, they actually suggested to drop the steering column instead of pulling out the steering wheel, because every time you pull out the steering wheel, you have the clock spring back there, and you run the risk of tearing the clock spring, which is not fun at all, and it's super pricey to try and put in a new one. So we just dropped the steering column, and that should free up all the space that we need to pull off this dash panel. So yeah, hopefully we're one step closer, and it's gonna come out now.
At this point, we were trying to work the dash panel away from those air tunnels that were sitting underneath. The AC tunnels just kept on getting in the way. It had a bunch of screws that were in there. And so you'll see right now on the left-hand side of the dash panel, one of the AC tunnels falls out. There it is. So as soon as we got out of the way, the dash came right out.
Guys, we did it. As hard as that was, the dash panel is finally out. We're not looking forward to putting the new one back in, but the old one is out. We're just gonna celebrate a little bit. Holy crap.
We are so far into this build. Guys, the entire interior is taken apart. This is insane. Wait for the next video where you see we actually put the new dash panel in, start putting together the front end, and this car finally starts looking more like a Dodge Challenger. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.